Question 1. Who does Paul say made shipwreck of the faith and were delivered to Satan? Was it Priscilla and Aquila, Hymenaeus and Alexander, Silvanus and Titus, or was it Ananias and Sapphira? It was B. Hymenaeus and Alexander, found in 1 Timothy 1. Welcome to Bible Quiz Paradise. Today's challenge: 23 difficult and challenging questions from the Bible. Is it possible for anyone to get them all correct? A score of 10 or more is probably pretty good. Let's see how many you can get right. Question 2. Who was one of Abraham's wives? Was it Zipporah, Zilpah, Keturah, or Hadassah? That was C. Keturah, seen in Genesis 25. Question 3. On which day of creation were birds made? Was it the second day, the third, fourth, or fifth? D is the correct answer. Birds were created on the fifth day. To understand and remember this better, the days of creation can be divided into two phases: forming and filling. The first 3 days are spent forming the space or place of habitation. The next 3 days are spent filling the space with inhabitants. For example, on day 2 God created the sky and the sea. Then on day 5 he filled the sky with birds and filled the sea with fish. Question 4. Paul had Timothy circumcised. Which companion did he not compel to be circumcised? Was it Titus, Barnabas, Onesimus, or Philemon? It was A. Titus, in Galatians 2. Question 5. Who was Paul's partner in writing and sending the book of 1 Corinthians? Was it Silvanus, Timothy, Sosthenes, or was it Luke? It was C. Sosthenes, found in the opening chapter of 1 Corinthians. Question 6. What is the name of the first month of the year in the Old Testament when the Israelites came out of Egypt? Is it Ziv, Abib, Ethanim, or Bul? If you chose B, you are right. Abib is correct, found in Exodus 12-13. Later on, this month was also called Nisan, as seen in Esther 3. This lands around March or April. Question 7. In the prophecy in Isaiah 11, what animal will dwell safely with the lamb? Is it the lion, the leopard, the wolf, or is it the cobra? That was C. The wolf, found in Isaiah 11. Many people quote it as, the lion will lay down with the lamb, but it's actually the wolf. Question 8. In Nebuchadnezzar's dream, what were the legs of the statue made of? Gold, silver, bronze, or iron? The answer is D. The legs were made of iron, found in Daniel 2. Question 9. What does Luke say Jesus' women followers did after his crucifixion and before his resurrection? Did they rest on the Sabbath, prepare for the funeral, flee the city? Or does Luke record that they prayed in the upper room? That was A. Luke writes that they rested on the Sabbath day. Luke chapter 23 says, "And the women who had come with Jesus from Galilee followed after, and they observed the tomb and how his body was laid. Then they returned and prepared spices and fragrant oils, and they rested on the Sabbath according to the commandment. Question 10. Which prophet ate a scroll which made his stomach bitter? Was it Isaiah, Habakkuk, Malachi, or John? That was D. It was John, found in Revelation 10. Question 11. Which city did Jesus curse or rebuke because they would not repent? Was it Magdala, Bethsaida, Tiberias, or Jericho? The answer is B. Bethsaida, which is up north by the Sea of Galilee, found in Matthew 11. Question 12. What is the most quoted Old Testament verse or chapter in the New Testament? Is it Genesis 1, Psalm 23, Psalm 110, or Exodus 20? C is correct. Psalm 110. This text reads, "The Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand, till I make your enemies your footstool." This is found in many places in the New Testament, including this text from Matthew 22. While the Pharisees were gathered together, Jesus asked them, saying, "What do you think about the Christ? Whose son is he?" They said to him, "The son of David." He said to them, "How then does David in the Spirit call him Lord, saying, 'The Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand, till I make your enemies your footstool'? If David then calls him Lord, how is he his son?" And no one was able to answer him a word, nor from that day on did anyone dare question him anymore. Question 13. Matthias replaced Judas as an apostle. Who else was proposed? Was it Joseph, Barnabas, Timothy, or Nicanor? The answer is A. Joseph, also called Barsabas, who was surnamed Justus in Acts 1. Question 14. Who was Moses' wife, the daughter of Jethro? Was her name Zilpah, Hadassah, Bilhah, or Zipporah? That was D. Zipporah in Exodus 2. Question 15. Moses and Zipporah had a son. What was his name? Was it Gershom, Phinehas, Nadab, or Abihu? A is the correct answer. His name was Gershom, found in Exodus 2. I'm always surprised that not much more is said about him later in the Bible. Question 16. In the divided kingdoms of Israel and Judah, how many of the 39 kings were said to be good? Was it 8, 12, 20, or 27? That was A. Sadly, only 8 kings were said to be good kings. Question 17. Who baptized the Apostle Paul? Was it Peter, Ananias, Apollos, or James? It was B. Ananias, found in Acts 9. Question 18. Who does Jude say prophesied, "Behold, the Lord comes with 10,000s of his saints to execute judgment"? Is it Isaiah, Jeremiah, Enoch, or is it Methuselah? That was C. Enoch, found in the short book of Jude. Question 19. What did Abraham conclude about offering his son Isaac, according to the book of Hebrews? Does it say that Abraham concluded that Ishmael would now be the heir? That God wouldn't let him go through with it. He would be united with Isaac in heaven. Or did Abraham conclude that God could raise him from the dead? That was D, that God could raise him from the dead. Hebrews 11 says, "By faith Abraham, when he was tested, offered up Isaac, and he who had received the promises offered up his only begotten son, of whom it was said, 'In Isaac your seed shall be called,' concluding that God was able to raise him up, even from the dead." Question 20. What is not said to be a qualification for a bishop or pastor in the book of Timothy? Is it the ability to teach, ruling his own house well, being hospitable, or being a skilled orator or speaker? D is the right answer. A skilled orator or speaker is not listed as a qualification for a pastor in 1 Timothy 3, but all the rest are. Question 21. What does Paul say we should do to a divisive person who teaches false doctrine? Does he say to reject and avoid them, overlook their faults, challenge them to a debate, or speak to them privately? That was A. Reject and avoid them. Titus 3 reads, "Reject a divisive man after the first and second admonition, knowing that such a person is warped and sinning, being self-condemned." Likewise, Romans 16 says, "Now I urge you, brethren, note those who cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which you learned, and avoid them." Question 22. Mount Sinai has another name. What is it? Mount Ararat, Mount Horeb, Mount Moriah, or Mount Nebo? B is the answer. Mount Horeb, found in Exodus 3. Mountains are significant in the scriptures. There are over 500 references to mountains in the Bible. In fact, in 1 Kings 20, the Syrians wrongly blamed their loss in battle with the Israelites due to Jehovah being the God of the hills. Question 23. Where is wormwood found in the Bible? Is it Deuteronomy, Jeremiah, Revelation, or is it all of the above? That was D. Wormwood is mentioned in all of these books. Wormwood is the name of a shrub-like plant that has a bitter taste. In the Bible, it is often used as a metaphor for sorrow, bitterness, and perverted justice. How was your score? Did you learn anything new? Or were you reminded of some important truths? Let us know in the comments below. If you're ready for more, be sure to subscribe and check out our other quizzes.